All right, strap in everyone for this deep dive. We're going behind the scenes of German politics.
Ooh, juicy.
You heard about the coalition government collapsing,
Great
right?
news, yeah.
But you might not know about the stuff going on behind the
The
scenes.
real story.
We've got leaked documents, internal stuff from the FDP, the Free Democrats,
No kidding.
detailing their exit strategy from the coalition.
Wow, like their playbook.
Exactly. How they plan to leave the government and control how everyone saw it.
Fascinating stuff.
We're calling this the D-Day document.
Okay.
Kind of loaded term, right? I mean, D-Day, like a huge military thing.
Yeah, provocative choice. D-Day, the Normandy invasion, right? World War II, huge historical moment. To use that, even internally, it's raises eyebrows for sure.
Yeah, like how serious they were about this.
Exactly, a sense of drama. And they denied using it too at first, really. But these documents they leaked to the Süddeutsche Zeitung tell a different story.
Huh. Okay, so let's get into this D-Day document. What's it actually say? It's got a 4-phase plan for their exit,
Okay.
starting with Zundum.
Ignition.
Yeah, like they're not just walking away, they're starting a fire.
More than just leaving, yeah. They wanted to shake things up. That's how they wanted people to see it.
Then the next 2 phases, it's all about controlling the narrative.
Smart.
Qualitative and quantitative, like they're really thinking about how to shape public opinion.
Absolutely, not just logistics. The optics matter. They wanted to control the conversation, not react to someone else's spin.
One thing that jumped out at me, they were thinking about when to do this.
Timing is everything in politics.
And get this, they were even thinking about the U.S. presidential election.
Wow, that's thinking ahead. It shows, what happens globally, like a U.S. election impacts Germany, too.
It's like they were playing chess, thinking about how everything could affect them.
Yeah, the level of strategic thinking here is amazing. This wasn't just a Sutter thing. It was a planned out.
Speaking of strategy, let's talk comms. They really stress setting the first sentences and images in this document.
Crucial in today's world. Whoever tells the story first, that's who people believe.
They thought about all sorts of ways to announce it, a statement, a TV interview, even a social media video.
Keeping up with the times.
And get this, they even talk about maybe a selfie.
Like that photo right at the start of the coalition talks.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Shows how politics is changing. They weren't just thinking about the old media, they were thinking social media, how a simple selfie video could reach a huge audience. Younger voters especially.
Yeah, like going viral.
Exactly, cutting through the noise online, connecting with people. A selfie feels real, informal, it could be very effective.
So they've got their timing, their message, how to get it out there.
Mm-hmm.
But what was their argument? Why leave the coalition?
That's where it gets really interesting. We need to look at their core message, their core narrative, to understand.
Okay, let's unpack that. What was their message and how are they going to sell it?
Basically, they wanted to look like the responsible ones.
The adults in the room?
Exactly, saying the coalition wasn't working, couldn't decide anything, couldn't handle the country's problems.
So government in crisis, they're the solution.
Exactly. Leaving was necessary to get things moving again. And they were going to use strong language, too.
Like what?
For example, they were going to say the other parties, the SPD and the Greens, wanted a Planwirtschaft,
Which means?
planned economy. Bad memories in Germany makes people think of communist East Germany.
Wow.
It was a way to show the FDP is for free markets, the other guys are stuck in the past, economically speaking.
Us versus them.
Precisely. And this wasn't just about economics, it was the whole coalition.
We're straight.
Yeah, a fundamental disagreement about the country's direction.
Okay.
They were going to say the SPD and Greens were leading Germany down the wrong path, and only the FDP had a vision for the future.
Okay, so they had their story, their talking points, their plan to get the word out.
Yeah.
But how did they see it actually happening, the leaving part?
Well, the D-Day document, it gets into that too. They had pre-written statements, even a possible speech for Lindner, ready if the coalition collapsed, like a whole crisis comms team working nonstop, ready for anything.
Wow.
And it's not just damage control, it's shaping the story, getting their message out there.
So let's look at those statements, how they want to present this exit.
Okay, so Lindner's D-Day statement, it's their core message, all the points we talked about.
Right.
Germany at a crossroads, losing its edge, needs action.
Dramatic.
He says the SPD and Greens are stuck in the past, old economic ideas, only the FDP can make Germany prosperous again.
Appealing to fear and hope.
Yeah, like Germany is in trouble, but we can save you. Creating urgency, convincing people things need to change, and the FDP is the answer.
But he doesn't stop there, right? He blames the whole coalition for Germany's problems.
Exactly. He says it's become, get this, the biggest risk to Germany.
Oh.
Their arguments are holding the country back, blaming the coalition, but really the SPD and Greens.
Classic move. Make your opponents look bad, and you look like the hero.
Right. But would people believe it? They were part of this dysfunctional coalition, too.
Good point.
It was a gamble. They thought people would buy it if it was the whole coalition's fault, not just the other parties.
And he doesn't just say the FDP should leave. He wants new elections.
Old move.
Appealing to the voters directly. Which path should our country take? That kind of thing.
Shows how confident they were. They thought this exit, this principled stand against a failing government, would make them popular, give them the power to lead.
Okay, rewind a bit.
Yeah.
We've got the strategy, the message, the communication plan.
Hmm.
But it didn't go to plan, did it?
Nope. They didn't get their D-Day.
Really?
Scholz dismissed Lindner, ended the coalition before the FDP could make their big exit.
So they got kicked out instead of walking out.
Pretty much. What happened? Did their plan backfire?
Maybe.
Hard to say for sure. Maybe their discussions leaked, gave Scholz the advantage, or maybe he just wanted to take charge, force their hand.
So all that planning, maybe it worked against them.
Right. Could be. All that D-Day talk, open battle. Maybe they looked too eager to break things up. Did they push away potential allies? Make it impossible to compromise?
Maybe they got so caught up in winning, they forgot about, the bigger picture. Stability, compromise, what this would do to the country.
Yeah, good point. Maybe they were so focused on the plan they couldn't adapt. Politics changes all the time. Sometimes you got to go off script.
Right, like they were playing chess, but forgot they were playing with real people's lives.
And that's the lesson here. Strategy matters, but not more than principles. Being practical, working with others to do what's right.
So what happened after the coalition collapsed? Did they get their new elections? Did people side with them?
Blue elections, yeah. But did it work out for the FDP? Jury's still out. Some people liked that they stood up to a failing government. Others said they were just being selfish, putting their careers ahead of the country.
It's a gamble, right? Leaving a government in the middle of all these crises.
Definitely. Makes you wonder, what were they really thinking?
It shows you even the best plans can fail.
Politics is unpredictable. Voters are unpredictable. You can't plan for everything.
And in the end, it's the voters who decide if you were right.
The FDP took a chance. We'll see if it paid off.
Feels like a cautionary tale, doesn't it?
Yeah, even the best strategies can blow up in your face. Sometimes the best laid plans.
Go wrong.
Exactly. You need to adapt, be flexible, change course when you have to.
So, about the FDP's D-Day plan, what can we take away from this?
It's a good lesson in political strategy, communication, how powerful a story is in the digital age. You also got to be able to adapt, be flexible, change your plans when things change. You can't just stick to the script.
The FDP, they were so focused on their plan, they kind of missed the bigger picture, didn't they?
That's right. Strategy matters, but not if you forget your principles, if you can't be practical, if you can't work with other people for the common good.
Very true. Well, I think that's a good place to wrap up our deep dive on the FDP's D-Day document.
Makes you
It's a peek behind the scenes of German politics, and it shows you even the best planned events can go in a direction you didn't expect.
Absolutely. And we haven't seen the end of this story. Germans are going to the polls. They'll decide what happens to the FDP and what direction the country takes.
So until next time, everyone, keep asking questions, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.
It really makes you think about the line between, real strategy and just political theater.
Right, like was this a plan or a performance?
Exactly. This D-Day document, it's like a script. Not just what to say, but how to say it, even how to look.
Yeah, they were very image conscious.
Totally. They talked about the visuals, remember?
Mhm.
Press statement, TV interview, even that social media video, maybe copying the selfie from the beginning.
Trying to make it a thing.
Yeah, shows how they were thinking, right. A selfie video could reach way more people than a boring press conference. Especially younger voters, they get their news online.
It's like they wanted to make it go viral.
Absolutely control the conversation. These days, with everything moving so fast, those first impressions matter so much.
They even said they needed an image that showed strength, determination, and conviction.
Politics isn't just what you do, it's how you look doing it. You're crafting an image, sending a message, trying to get people on your side. And the FDP knew visuals were key.
So, did it work? Did they get what they wanted with this exit?
Tough question. They controlled the story at first, that's for sure. That message being decisive, the coalition not working, it landed some people.
But Scholz fired them.
Right.
That wasn't part of the plan.
Nope. Adds a whole other layer to it. Makes you wonder, did it backfire? All that talk about D-Day and open battle, did it push people away?
Maybe. Made them look too aggressive.
Maybe. And did voters like it? Walking out on the government during all these crises, that's risky, no matter how you spin it.
Yeah, like what were their priorities? Did they just want to get ahead, even if it hurt the country? How will voters see that?
Good questions. The FDP took a gamble. Now we wait and see.
It shows even the best plans can fail.
You can't control everything in politics. Things happen, people are unpredictable, even with the best strategy.
What's the takeaway from the FDP's D-Day plan then?
I think it's a good lesson in political strategy, communication, how to tell your story in the digital world. But also, you got to be able to adapt, be flexible, change your plans when things change.
It seems like the FDP, they were so focused on the plan, they forgot about everything else.
Right. You need a strategy, but you can't forget your principles. You have to be practical and be able to work with other people. It's not just about winning.
Well said. I think that's a good place to wrap up our deep dive into the FDP's D-Day document. It's a fascinating look at how German politics works, and a reminder that even the most planned-out events can go sideways.
Absolutely. And this story isn't over. German voters will decide what happens to the FDP and what direction the country takes.
Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.